Welcome back to Living Local. Looking to catch a movie this weekend? Well, lucky for you, we have the one, the only Mike Schultz, arts editor for The Reader, here to tell us all what's new. Hey, dude, how are you, man?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
Hey,
good.
So you saw Conclave. That's what's been on my list.
I did see Conclave.
Yeah.
Conclave is fantastic. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
You don't expect a movie about let's elect a new pope. And that's the story for 2 hours to be a blast. This is a blast. It is all about electing a pope. Ralph Fiennes plays the head of the Church of one of the cardinals who has been decreed to kind of manage the conclave in which more than 100 cardinals get together and elect a new pope in the wake of the previous pope's passing. What we very quickly realized, though, is that according to this movie, at least, the electing of a pope is not much different than electing student council president because everybody has their own faction, everybody has sides. We have, of course, a very progressive side and a very conservative side, and there is an initial vote where somebody gets, say, 22 votes to somebody's 21, and then there are like 30 people who get one vote, and they quickly realize, the people who don't get many votes, that we got to throw our support behind somebody else. And so it becomes a lot of backstabbing, a lot of dirty dealing, a lot of secrets that get revealed, and so it's just a big, juicy potboiler. It is based on a novel, and it reminded me of stuff we used to get in the 90s a lot of like John Grisham adaptations that had fantastic casts and really kind of juicy plots where you're like, where every few minutes you're like, oh, didn't see that coming, didn't see that coming. It's just a hoot, and it has a tremendous cast. Stanley Tucci, John Lithgow, Isabella Rossellini has almost no lines and is riveting because she's listening to everything. And you've got Ralph Fiennes in one of his best performances of his career. Yeah. Could be an Oscar there.
I hope it is for him too, because
he's been deserving for decades.
I know.
But this is one of those that when you mention the name Conclave going forward, you're going to go, oh, Ralph Fiennes was so good in that.
Oh, that's so great to hear.
It's wonderful. Please give it a shot.
Yeah, no,
it's great.
It's been on my list for a while. I've been following it, and I cannot wait to see it.
It's a good one. Absolutely.
This next one, you and I sparred over a little bit.
Yeah. I'm scared of it.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
But now having read some reviews and stuff, maybe I'm not as
interesting because now I'm more interested than I was before.
Okay, great. Okay. So this is Here.
Yes. This is Here.
Yes.
This is based on a graphic novel, and basically the idea behind it is set in a static camera position for the whole 2 hours, and you basically follow what happened on this little plot of land from prehistoric times to even going in past 2024. And so it starts off, of course, with lots of dinosaurs, and eventually becomes the home of Benjamin Franklin's son, and then a few decades later it becomes the home to Tom Hanks's parents, not the real Tom Hanks, his character's parents. And then he moves in there with his wife, and you basically watch how this this area has changed over the centuries. The reason I'm scared of it is because it's Robert Zemeckis, and he's playing with his sandbox again, and we are doing some very crazy de-aging techniques in this to make Robin Wright and Tom Hanks look like they're in their teens, going into their 80s. Stuff like that gets me nervous.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You're looking forward to it.
I am, because I'm just intrigued by the idea of just the one static shot.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, and to watch some of the things I've read have been questionable, but to watch Tom Hanks talk about it has been really, really interesting.
Okay.
Because I guess they did a lot of de-aging, but they also did a lot of just cosmetic stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
So I'll be kind of curious.
I'm not hating it the way I used to be.
That's
good. That is something.
I'm still intrigued.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So we're intrigued together. All right. Great. So this next one, Godzilla -1. Dude,
we've talked about this a lot.
It's
coming back.
This is great.
There are other new movies we should mention opening. There's a new Liam Neeson with a gun movie. There is another one about animated talking animals. I wanted to talk about Godzilla, and I knew you did too, because we love this movie.
We did love this movie.
This came out last December. It won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, deservedly, even though the budget is something like $5 to $8 million.
It looks
crazy
like way more.
What they pulled off. I think this made both of our top 10 lists. It was number 5 for me.
It was in mine as well.
It has a beautiful story. It's about a kamikaze pilot who basically chickens out and says, I do not want to die in World War II. He lives just long enough to find Godzilla on the rampage. He winds up meeting a girl whose family has been killed killed in the war. They find an abandoned baby. They kind of form a makeshift family. They meet friends on a boat who are like the crew from Jaws. And It is. It's a glorious. I mean, you love the action scenes, but at the end of the day, you want everyone to live.
Yeah.
They're so likable. This movie has tremendous sound effects, visual effects. The performances are beautiful, and it's being re-released now because it's Godzilla's 70th birthday.
Yeah, this movie was so stunning because of the human focus. I walked away from that film not caring about the monster as much as I just cared about the people.
No, sometimes Godzilla is a real hero in these things, but not in this.
No.
He's awful.
No, and we talked about the original King Kong in in our opening today, and 1933 is when the first one came out.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And,
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So
Godzilla, that whole genre of movie.
If you
so
haven't
cool.
had a chance to see this on the big screen, take it because
Yes,
it's also
please
not
do.
streaming yet either, and so it's your only chance.
Which I
so
think
good.
is interesting, and I wonder if they had this in mind all along.
I wonder. Yeah.
Just to be like, we're not gonna,
those
we're not
clever
gonna-
folks out there.
Yeah. But hey, let's go over what Mike talked about here. So the movie review is Conclave. You really like that?
So good.
Yeah. And we're intrigued by here, and returning is Godzilla -1. Before we let you go, what else are you looking forward to coming up in the next few months? There's a lot going on.
I'm certainly curious about how Wicked is going to turn out.
Yeah.
2 hours and 40 minutes, but it's just Act 1.
Just part 1? Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm looking forward to Gladiator 2, primarily for Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington.
Yes.
So there's some stuff happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on.
Bring it on, November.
I look forward to talking to you about it, man.
Indeed.
Hey, you can read Mike's movie reviews online at rcreader.com. We'll have all those details posted at ourquadcities.com.